Paula Rego is a really special artist. First of all, she's a drawer, and she draws these incredible situations, especially related to female subjects. It's a lot of layers in her art, and that makes it really intriguing. It's a twist in them. It's something scary, something uncanny. My name is Kari Brandtzæg. I'm a curator at the Munchmuseet in Oslo. So this is actually the 10th exhibition I'm doing for the Munchmuseet, and it's about Paula Rego. There are published so many books on Paula Rego, so here is my research material, some of it. As a curator, you have to study and find what is the most interesting story to tell here about Paula Rego. It's all about storytelling. You have to depend on other people's knowledge. That's very important, to meet people who also knew Paula. Her son Nick Willing kept saying to me, she's a storyteller. She became very intrigued by fairy tales and what fairy tales can tell us about human relations, power structures. Wow, wow, it's amazing. But the Pig Prince, it's available.
I mean, I have to ask him.
Yeah, if he wants to come to Oslo.
Yeah, because you know, he's a prince.
I love Pig Prince. I have to admit, when I first saw Pig Prince, and he had this really jolly, funny expression in his face, but that was before I knew the story. He wanted to marry, and he met 3 sisters.
He marries the first, the oldest daughter, and she finds him so repulsive, so he kills her. So then he marries the second daughter, and she also finds him very, very disgusting and repulsive, big nosy he is, and so he kills her. And then the third daughter seduces him with charm and looks after him and loves him, and so she survives. So, of course, Paula takes this as a sort of indoctrination of the patriarchy to teach young girls that if they want to live, they have to treat their disgusting husbands.
Yeah. And seduce them and be nice.
And be nice and do whatever they want.
She created her own kind of theater, her own world.
This is her playroom, you see, her nursery. She would be in here safe from the world. She could do what she wanted, and she had the courage of a lion. As soon as she stepped out the door, she was a bit of a coward.
She was born in 1935. She was raised in a fascist regime in Portugal. Being a female under an authoritarian regime, you don't get much freedom. Paula Rego said that she wanted to give hair a face. And she was very political all her life, very concerned about female conditions and possibilities.
Yeah. We got out some of the prints that you wanted to see.
Paula Rego's body of work is very complex, but it's always how is it to be a female being under different kind of circumstances. It's the female rights and the female body and the female dramas. For example, she made these untitled pastels related to abortion because in Portugal it was illegal to take an abortion up to 2007. And Paula Rego was one of the most important figures in that debate, and that was through her art. This was the first she made in this series in 1998 with the schoolgirls.
So the referendum in Portugal was to make abortion legal. She had witnessed through her lifetime so many illegal abortions, backstreet abortions, she felt that she needed to make something that then could go out into the world.
It's the most political work she made. It actually had a real effect on the next election campaign in 2007, when abortion was finally legalized. Bon dia! Nice to see you. Nice to see you, Maria. That's good. Good to be back.
So here we have some work of Paula. It's here. Is going to travel to Oslo. Paula had this feeling of justice. When there was a subject that she was really interested, she would like to tell her own story, her own version, and I think she was very connected with people. That's one of the things that I like most in Paula, is that she was a really good person.
When Paula began to work with us, my husband made this photo. This is 78. My children was a kind of grandchildren of Paula, because Paula was mother very young. She was very funny. She were always laughing. I miss her very, 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 very much.
She knew she had to be an artist. She knew she had to make a statement in the art world to be visible. She quite early started to make these monumental, these big size pictures. Female artists were supposed to make smaller pictures. It was almost that Paula Rego, in some of the works, had a silent conversation with the works by Edvard Munch. And after some research period, Nick Willing found these incredible small little paintings that was hidden in a portfolio for several years. And he opened it, and there it suddenly was. And Eloisa Rodriguez, who helped me, she found a letter from 1951. I saw a Munch exhibition, and she said, this Norwegian painter, I suppose you know him. He painted the screen.
She said, I always loved Munch. What he did was what I was trying to do at the time, really. And that gives you an insight into her thinking as an artist throughout her life, is that she's trying to paint those awkward emotions and difficult emotions in a figurative way with people, like Munch.
Paula Rego, she was not digital. She was very analog in a way. She was also accused for being too old-fashioned, because she made figurative style paintings. But I think that has changed. She was in a way struggling, working so hard, doing these incredible, monumental, dramatic scenes. And that makes her such an incredible, fantastic artist, because she is creating her own version of life and the existence of life for us all in her art.